Hi guys, it's Ray here from City Fan TV. Just tied up me clothes. How you doing, guys? Fox Williams, bless up man. How you doing, brother? Guys, we're here to talk about Manchester City versus Porto. Pep's press conference in the Champions League Group C. First game day is tomorrow evening for us. So yeah, we're just here to talk about Pep's press conference, and obviously in the Champions League you have one of the players there as well, and today was Ruben Dias. So we're going to talk about what Ruben Dias had to say as well. So I'm going to talk about Ruben Dias first, and then I'll move over to Pep. And some of the stuff about Ruben Dias was asked, obviously some silly questions. Can City win the Champions League? I wonder if he said yes or no. What he's learned under Pep, what's his start to his City career been like, his reputation, him as a leader, what's motivating him, past games against Porto. And Pep himself, Pep talks about confidence after the Arsenal win. Are we still affected by the Lyon loss? Is the group stage hard, or are the group stages getting harder? Liverpool losing Virgil van Dijk, Porto's strengths, a lot of other stuff about Porto, and some injuries. So obviously we've got, obviously Aguero's just come back, Gabby Jesus is out, KDB's out, Zinchenko I think has been injured, and certainly Laporte has been injured. So those are some of the things that Pep is talking about. Hey, Pardo Oaks, how you doing, buddy? Harry Mills and Ikram. Afternoon, guys. Afternoon. Oh, could do with a shave. Yeah, Sully back. I think I had a shave on Friday, so yeah, it's back time. Ruben Dias very impressed with his answers. Very articulate young man. Absolutely, Pardo Oaks. Right, let's get straight into it, guys. I'm going to go bang straight in, get in and out today within about 20 minutes. But there's a lot to discuss. Okay. Diaz starts. Okay. The questions were, are you looking forward to it? He said, obviously, I'm really happy to be here, to have the opportunity to play in this competition for a team like City. It was obviously one of the reasons I came here, because of the club, of the way they play and the way they play to win, especially in this competition. I'm really happy and I'm looking forward to it. Can City win it? Obviously, Man City is in a big group of top teams that can win, and some are close, some are a little bit far away. Every year it starts with a zero or starts from naught. It is a new year, new players in the team, and we will try to keep getting better. Has he learned from Guardiola already? He said, I've not been here for long, but every day is a new opportunity. Every game, especially. We haven't had much time to train. It is more play, train, rest. Of course, you can start feeling the influence of the manager, the influence of the players. It's been good. Your reputation, what have you added to your game at City? He said, the one thing I would say is that my mentality is to be as complete as I can be in every way of the game. I've been doing my best since now, and I will keep doing it. Obviously, it is a big part of the deal to have good people surrounding you and to learn the right way. I'm just happy to be here and keep improving. And Guardiola's instructions, every game is different and every opponent has his best qualities and spaces for us to find and cover defensively. It is about knowing with who you're going to play and obviously to follow the best way and the idea of the manager. We keep improving day by day, and time will be the most important thing to work, to play, to be with the team and the coach. That will make the difference. He was asked about him as a leader. Has it been an easy or difficult start at City? Does he feel like a leader? He said, the team received me very well. I've always considered that in a team, every single player needs to be a leader of himself. There is always a leader of the team and the group, but first of all, you need to lead yourself. I have worked my entire life based on being a leader of myself, be disciplined with myself, and worked to where I want to be. Everything else comes naturally with my personality. I will just keep doing things the way way I am, and keep working the way I have always been working, and the rest will come naturally. Asked about the game against Porto, for that's obviously coming from the Portuguese media. They said, you weren't great against Porto last season. How will you be this time? Pep is a friend now. When we played at Benfica, I'm no longer there. Last season, we were unfortunate, but the year before that, we weren't. That is football. Sometimes you win and sometimes you don't. It's just another game. Again, Asked about his start at City. You seem very prepared to go all the way with City. He said, a short while ago I spoke about this. The pressure is greater. We always play to win at Benfica, and here the objective is the same, to always be winning. It is a different context and a level, and pressure is on yourself, very high pressure. That is why I came here all this time, to be able to take this challenge in the best way possible. Dias, to be captain. He was asked about that. He said, is there a big difference between Benfica to City? He said, you definitely feel the different context, the competitiveness of the league, the huge quality that exists within the squad. Unfortunately, COVID doesn't allow you to have the full experience because you can't have fans, so you can't feel the atmosphere of the stadium, but you do feel the difference. Close to being captain, I work day to day very hard, as I've always done. Everything will happen naturally. Motivation against Porto, given his personal history, it's just another game, just another opponent, and the focus is to win and to be the best, nothing more than that. Asked about his past with Porto, another attempt at a Porto answer. I haven't seen any rivalry between myself and FC Porto. They're a strong team. They know what they need to do on the pitch. They are good from dead balls. We need to be aware that we have a difficult game ahead of us, and that we need to be strong in our game to be able to get the win. So, as Pardo Oak said, Ruben Dias, very impressive with his answers. Soren, how you doing? Hope you're well. Hey, Blackpool, Blu-ray, hope you're well, buddy. So, yeah, very good, confident, a little bit of a press conference from the kid Dias. Very impressive. I think he's confident, but not overconfident. So it comes across really well. Let's move on to the main man himself, the Pep Meister. Confidence after the Arsenal win, especially without KDB and Laporte. Pep said, it was so important after dangerous results, especially against the team that we faced. I was really impressed with how strong they are. Since the beginning of the season, the mood of the team is really good. The relation between themselves is spectacular. So it is the most important thing. It is just one game and now the next. Champions League history, what would it mean to deliver this trophy? Every season starts the same. You know the answer. It is just the first game. The first is the first, then the second, and we are still far away from thinking about our big targets. Considering what happened in previous seasons, we are not allowed to dream much higher in terms of expectations. We need to win tomorrow. Home games are so important. After, we will see how the team grows. We are still a little bit away from where we want to be. But Alex Zinchenko is back, and many players are back in good condition. Gundogan, Bernardo, Joao, and Gabriel, Kevin, and Emerick are expected back in the next weeks. It depends on our performance, and we will see what happens. Still affected by last season, games last season still having an impact on you? Pep said it was an honour to play the extra games. Unfortunately, we could not play more. It is what it is. The problem was more the impact that we didn't have preparations, and 4 or 5 guys tested for positive for COVID, and we had a few injuries, so our preparations were delayed. But it is what it is. All the clubs play in difficult circumstances, not just us. We had fewer weeks. In this period, it is important. It is so important. In 1 month, it would be less. It is important the players can come back fit and training with the right mood. Are the group stages getting harder? What can the first game show you? We have to play 6 games. Every game is important, and 3 points. When we play the first game away, it is not as much important like the first game at home. It is important to get the 3 points tomorrow, to know the opponent, and to try to continue with the many good things we did in the Arsenal game and some moments from Leeds, and be more consistent. He was asked about losing Van Dijk, how hard when such a good player is injured. About Liverpool losing Van Dijk. He said, I cannot speak about how it will affect Liverpool. Jurgen can talk about this. We wish him to get well soon and have a good recovery. I don't like opponents losing important players for a long time. I don't know him much, but he looks strong, so he's going to come back well. We'll wait for him to come back to the Premier League, because the league is better with good players on the pitch, and he's one of the best. Get well soon, and all the best for him, his family, and all of Liverpool. Very classy. Over the Lyon defeat? Not quite. It was a tough moment. I felt so desperate for this, how the club fought and the players, and still now I feel so responsible. We have to accept the reality that we were not good enough. We didn't play bad. We played some good moments and had our chances, but we made mistakes that you cannot do in this competition and go through. The reality, watching in the past, expectations of every club and manager has to dream with high expectations. But the reality, we didn't perform at the level needed to get through in this competition. We have to accept it with humility. And when we accept this, it is the best way to improve, to go through and accept the new challenge this season, to try again, knowing that we have to improve. The competition is so demanding. I feel so bad for the players, but this is a new chance and we will start at zero again. Asked about Champions League success, he said, PSG finally reached the final. Danger that becomes a mental issue the longer you don't. I had the feeling that we were close. The way we went out, I had the feeling that we were close. But at the same time, we did some mistakes. We did some mistakes that make you feel we don't deserve to go through. I don't think it is mental because the situations are about desire. For clubs used to being in the latter stages, it's easier. But I know the success of this club, and the next step is to make a step forward in the Champions League. Now is the new opportunity, and I believe more in the wish and desire that we had. In this competition, you had to do the things. You have to do things a little differently to how we have done. But when you review the games, even Liverpool, when we lost 3-0, or Tottenham or Lyon, I always felt we were not far away. None of them were better than us, but we have to solve the little gaps. And when you don't solve it, it is because you don't deserve it. It is the best way to improve. Next step in the Champions League. How do you make that next step? I'm so responsible for this. I don't blame one single player. They are mature enough to know what they have to do to go through. We have to be better in some departments, but the players know it 5 minutes after playing the game. We are not going to qualify for the final tomorrow. It is the first step of many to get as far as possible in this competition. And we want to do really well in the Premier League to get here again next season. Finally, moving on to Porto. Can Porto make you run? It's good advice. Everybody knows in football, if you work, you are not going to. If you work, you're not going to win. They have to run. I think it means if you don't work, you're not going to win. They have to run. I expected that Porto would run even without this advice from Ricardo. Porto are one of the strongest teams in Portugal. Their mentality is to win every single weekend. Their physicality is strong. They have experienced guys like Pepe. The spirit and culture that they have with their manager means it will be a tough game. We knew it. Every time I have played against Porto means I know how difficult it will be, but it will be a good challenge for us. We have 2 days to know them a bit, and we have one more day, and we will see what happens. How do they look, Porto, in terms of Porto? I'm not there, so I don't know exactly, but he knows the club. He was an exceptional player, and when you see how the teams fight and are alive with referees and people on the bench and how good they are winning set pieces in transitions, Porto are a historic team, and that's why I have respect for them. We try to analyze the qualities of the players and their football idea, and just again focus on our game and continue to do what we have done in the last game. We have to improve in some areas, but tomorrow we have another chance to improve it. He's asked about Portuguese football in general. He said, it is exceptional. I saw in the Confederations Cup the amount of quality they have and on the bench. I'm lucky that I was made with Portuguese players like Baia and Figo and Couto, and all of them were incredibly talented players. I have incredible memories of my relations with them, and it is quite similar. I am Catalan. I'm from the Portuguese. Our weather, style of life, food looks quite similar. The national team has an incredible team. They are one of the favourites. Bernardo is one of the best football players all the time. Good fullbacks, good keepers, quality in the middle and up front. It is a good squad and generation. So Portuguese people have to be so proud for the qualities that they have. That's it. That was the pre-embargoed press conference. And just to reiterate, okay, Pep talked about the players that were unfit. He said, we don't have Sergio. Oh, I'm just going to watch. I was watching something. We don't. Oh, let's have a look what this thing says. We don't have Sergio. We don't have Gabriel. We don't have Liam. That's Liam Delap. So Liam Delap's not available. We have many options, and Cole Palmer can play there as a striker too. But Pep said that many times before. Anyway, let's worry about that. Anyway, so yeah, Pep's been more positive. Update on Gabi, saying he could return in the next couple of weeks, along with Laporte and De Bruyne. So, trying to work that out. Ben Mendy is facing a slightly longer period on the sidelines. Now, it's difficult to work out when he says in the next weeks. He said Gabriel, Kevin, and America are expected back in the next weeks. Does that mean 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks? I don't know, guys. That's it. So we don't know, but definitely Laporte's out. Let's get up to you guys. I missed quite a few comments. Faris, how you doing, buddy? Basically, many Laporte, Jesus, KDB out. Faris, absolutely, mate. Pep signing more upbeat than he has been. Contract signing coming up. We don't know Padawoks, but he talks a lot more. He talks a lot more than he does sometimes in the Premier League press conferences. That's why I'm, kind of pooped out for talking for that long, because he's spoken so much. And sometimes in the Premier League press conference, he gives a short, half a line answer at times. What did Pep mean by a few weeks for Laporte and KDB? Does that mean it's unlikely they play against West Ham or even Marseille? I don't expect them to play. I said last week, the way Pep was talking before the game at the weekend, I said there was no way that Laporte was going to play against Porto. And I thought at best, he'd be back next weekend. My feeling is he might not even be back next weekend. So he summed it up that all takes responsibility from Lyon, not only him. I'm not sure about that. Porto are absolutely Padawoks. Porto are dangerous. They're a good opponent. They've had a decent start-ish to the league in Portugal. Won their opening 2 games, but they've lost a game at home to Maritimo, the 3-2, and then they drew with Sporting 2-2 last weekend. They scored a lot of goals, but they've let in a lot of goals as well. So it's going to be interesting. No, Ikram, I think we have Aguero. He's not said Aguero's injured. He's not given any, Aguero will be there. Hello, Naz Osman. Guys, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Costs you nothing to subscribe. Helps the channel try and get to our target of 3,000 subscribers. Ruben's experience against Porto will come in handy. Absolutely. All those years playing in Portugal. Hi. So what do I say? I can't say Calispira. It's not even Calimira. I can't remember what good afternoon is, but good afternoon, Alexandros. Did he say no Aguero? Have I missed that bit out? No, sorry, that was another. Sorry. I apologize if I mentioned Aguero. That was from I was watching the video where he was talking about Gabriel Jesus being injured for a long time. Okay, sorry. So that was a previous video. I misquoted. Sorry, guys. They're trying to go through all the information at once. MEN threw me a curveball there, and and I missed it. It was on the. I was reading it from the MEN site, and they had the video of Pep doing the press conference, but it was an old one. So it's crazy. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you how I got fooled. So this is the MEN Manchester Evening News website talking about Pep giving injury news update on Gabriel Jesus, Alex Zinchenko ahead of the Porto clash. Okay, then it has this video halfway down the screen of Pep at a press conference. So I click on the video. And because it's got subtitles, and I start reading it, and it's an old one. It's not even the one from today. So they did me, guys. What it is, Gabriel, Kevin, and Emerick are out. They're expected back in the next few weeks. Mendy is facing a slightly longer period on the sidelines. My apologies, guys. Hi, Thomas Karakadzai. Karakadzai, how you doing, buddy? No. Aguero is there. Aguero's there, guys. Sorry, guys. I have to apologize. Aguero is there because I read that. It was the page. No, he's not injured. He's not injured. Blackpool Blu-ray. Sorry. I'll repeat. I was reading from the Manchester Evening News page about the injury update, and on that page they had a video of Pep at a press conference. Okay, talking about injuries. So I naturally assumed he was talking about this press conference because it finished, an hour and a half ago. And it was this press conference. But it wasn't. It was an old one where Aguero was injured. So I'm sorry about that, guys. But the MEN scuppered me there. Made me look like a fool, man. I hope Torres and Gundogan starts his. Ikram, I think Ruben will be able to face the opponent comfortably as he's familiar with Porto for about 3 seasons. Khashoggi, I think a bit more than that. But look, I think, as he says, it's just another opponent. Who would I like to see start? We'll talk about that tonight, guys. We'll talk about who you want to see start tonight. But I don't see a big problem, a big issue with having a similar lineup to the Arsenal game, maybe with one change. We need to build on the solid game against Arsenal. Absolutely, Pardo Oaks. Blackpool Blue, them pages confuse me too. It must be our age. No. It's nothing to do with our age, Blackpool Blu-ray. Seriously, guys, you've got a web page, and the headline is all about current injuries. Yeah, all the text is about the current injuries to Mendy, to Gabriel Jesus, to Emerick Laporte, and to KDB. That's what all the text is. So you would assume that the 26-second video in the middle of all that text is to do with those injuries. But it wasn't. It was an old one from weeks ago. Another clean sheet will do. iPad works. You get clean sheets, you've got a chance of winning. Serge, is it lagging? Shouldn't really be lagging, buddy. On mine, it's running fine. So my apologies if it's lagging, guys. Lagging, but it's for me anyway. It's almost up. It's almost up to date. I mean, you might be. I think you are slightly behind me because that's just the way it works. Obviously, I'm doing it live, but for you guys, it shouldn't really be lagging unless everybody's blasting my advanced fiber internet. So I don't know. I'll just pop this on. Just going to stick this on to Facebook. I like to stick it on Facebook. But half the time you're so busy rushing, you don't remember to do things like this. Let all those hundreds of followers on Facebook know that the video's out there. And I will check that lag issue as well whilst I'm here. Just give it stick it out and see what's going on. Give us some likes, guys, before we get battered later on. Let's get up to. I'm blurred. I just noticed that, guys. I am blurred. I'm trying to clean me thing. Is that any better? Is that any better? You tell me, guys. I hope I'm not as blurred. Obviously, I see it on my screen. I'm in great high definition on my screen. Because I'm shooting the video, but obviously it might not work so well. Just a bit blurred. Yeah, it must be lagging. Let's turn some stuff off. I'll be honest, guys. Sometimes when everybody's on your Wi-Fi, it slows down a little bit. I've got 2 kids and a missus, and everybody's bashing this Wi-Fi. I can guarantee you. Should we sell Laporte? Sorry, no. Come on, let's behave. Sorry. You sell players if they're not good enough, not because they're injured, simply because they're injured. We kept it's probably blurred because I need to clean my camera. Clean my camera. Let's have a look. I put the. Yeah, it looks a lot better. I've just checked it myself as well. Looks miles better. So cleaning the camera helps. So sorry about that. No, we don't. No, let's not even talk about Laporte. So obviously, I'm gonna wind down in a few minutes. I've got another interview in half an hour. Busy boy. I've just been watching. Before this, there was an hour-long stream about where are all the black coaches in football or black managers. So I've been watching that. Watched one yesterday. It's from it's an organization called the Fair Network, and they've got this football festival this week. They've got 12 streams in 5 days. A lot of people on yesterday, and you had some high people. And today you had an ex-footballer, a couple of ex-footballers, broadcasters and stuff. So it's interesting stuff if you want to know a bit more about football that's going on at the moment. How to organize it and stuff like that. What's your opinion about the Super League Centurions? We'll talk about that tonight, Centurions. Today, I just want to mostly focus on the Champions League. Man City go for goals? Absolutely, Jamal. What injury does Laporte have? I don't actually know, Pardo Oaks. I don't think I don't remember Pep saying it. I've not watched the highlights of the press conference back yet. So I've not seen the video. So I don't know. I'd like to find out what his injury is. We seem to be slightly in the dark. Gabriel Jesus, we don't know what his injury is. We just know it's on the front part of his leg. Concentrate on the league. Liverpool in Port, losing VVD and the keeper can't have them winning. Naz, for me, focus on the next game. Win it. Then focus on the next game. Win it. Look at your players. Play your best team. If you've got injuries or anybody who's close to the red zone, leave them out, but keep playing your best team. Khashoggi, Ray, it's not really a question back to this topic, but can you give any opinions about the European Super League? I will talk. Guys, come on tonight. We'll talk about it tonight because if you've been with the channel for a while, okay, I think it was last year I talked about this. I talked about, I'll briefly mention it and we'll go back, we'll talk more about it tonight. Because I've been noisy a little bit on social media about this. I think it was either last year or many, many months ago this year, we talked about it on the channel, that FIFA wanted to expand the Club World Cup. Okay, I can't remember now. Is it 8 teams now? And they wanted to go to, was it 16 or even more, or even 24 teams? The thing is, where do FIFA get most of their money? Their big money spinner is the World Cup, but that's only every 4 years. Yeah, where do UEFA get a lot of their money? Champions League and the Europe and the Euros. They get a lot of their money from the Euros, but they're every 4 years as well. So there's where the Nation League comes in. The Nation League is another way to make more money. The Champions League, talk about expanding that to make more money. It's all about the money. Okay, now FIFA, we've talked about this. FIFA are fighting against UEFA to expand competitions to create a money spinning competition, and that's where this FIFA, it would kill UEFA, not kill them, but it would really absolutely massacre them. That's another word for killing it, but it would absolutely decimate them. Can you imagine 4 top teams from England going, 4 or 5? You know, we've discussed this about the European Super League. All those teams playing under a FIFA banner. UEFA can't really do much about it. They could argue, but FIFA are above UEFA. So, you know, UEFA were making probably too much money for FIFA's liking, but they were always competing to make money. So, so I will talk about it in more depth tonight. Ikram, can't wait to watch the Champions League football again. Gonna watch PSG batter United tonight. Oh yeah, that's on tonight. So busy, I don't know if I'm gonna have time for that. But I don't really want to watch United play. Ascot is most probably injured from allergies, and the medical staff calls. I don't know, Faris. How can our players be this exposed to injuries and they haven't been playing? It is really concerning. Serge, honestly, feel really sad for many. No other left back is anywhere near him before his first ACL injury, and it's really sad to watch him struggling like this. I'll always back the guy he loves us. I agree, Serge. You know, when he first came and started at City, we thought he was awesome. I still remember that 1-2 with Leroy Sané against Liverpool. That just is imprinted in my mind. You know, that pass to Sané to Mendy to Sané, bang, straight. Oh, it was a work of art. What's going to happen to the players when they actually start playing non-stop games? We're going to find out with all these internationals. It's a killer. It's a killer for us. Ikram, does any of the authorities realise that there's enough games as it is for teams competing in Europe? No thoughts of players. Oh, it's only money, man. It's only money, Ikram. There's nothing else to think about. I trust FIFA more than UEFA. Right now, I don't trust any of them. FIFA, look, they're all. You got to remember, they're money-making organisations. They're only interested. They're only interested in making money. A byproduct of making money is football. That's just a medium for making money. So, you know, they're not bothered about players' welfare. They're not bothered about fans. They're not bothered about us at all. They're all they're bothered about is making money. Blackpool Blue, I remember Seferin came from a meeting with Calhoun before Xmas about this bakery, possibly. So look at all the attention Van Dijk is getting and the little attention Laporte got. It's the way it is, Zachary. It's the way it is. Liverpool, whatever we say, whatever you want to hope and believe, Liverpool are the big team. They've got the fan base, and that's who media and broadcasters and papers and whoever, journalists, they pander to them. They pander to Man United and Liverpool. If Arsenal had the biggest fan base, it's whoever's the biggest at the time, they'll pander to them because they want those stories. And you go on Liverpool's, I mean, I spend obviously a lot of time on Twitter, and you look at some of the fan channels for Liverpool, they're huge, huge. Yeah. And there's a lot of huge ones, a lot of massive ones with 60, 70,000 followers, 100,000 followers, a few 100,000 followers, tons of them, absolute shed loads of them. So, you know, City are not in that ballpark. It's the same with Man United. City are not in that ballpark. Same with Arsenal, Chelsea, and Spurs even. City are not in the same ballpark as them. What can you do now? You know, and we just have to accept where we are. Faris Aaron Ramsey got his leg broken. I don't see any criticism to the guy who tackled him. There was some criticism, but not the way it's gone for Pickford. Same with Luke Shaw, Ryan Shawcross. Yeah, he was the one who did it. But obviously, Arsenal fans hate Shawcross, and I've had a go at him. But it's not I don't think it's the same venom and despicable nature that the Liverpool fans have thrown at both Richarlison and Pickford. Pardo works never trust Man United and Liverpool to initiate anything. Those American owners are out to fleece everybody. No love from any fan. Absolutely, mate. Look. John Henry, they didn't like the fact that, well, let's start again. If it wasn't for financial fair play, maybe FSG wouldn't have got involved with Liverpool, or the prospects of financial fair play. Maybe they wouldn't have got involved, because the problem without financial fair play, there's no cap. There's no cap on what others can spend. And it just means you have to compete with their spending to be able to compete on the pitch. In all honesty, okay, that's a general thing. The teams that spend the most money, they do the best. And so, you know, if Liverpool, if FSG were involved and there was no financial fair play, City could have spent whatever they wanted. Chelsea could have spent whatever they wanted. United could have spent whatever they wanted. Liverpool couldn't compete. Liverpool weren't making the same sort of money, and they didn't have, their owners weren't as rich. So those three clubs could have spent a lot more. And then you've got Wolves and Leicester who've come along with with a shared load of money, and one or two others are coming up there with a bit of cash as well. And they could have competed against Liverpool. All you need is an owner who says, right, no FFP, I'm going to put £1 billion into players. Yeah. If someone had done that 5 years ago and said, right, I'm going to go out, I'm going to buy Messi, or I'm going to go out and buy, the top 5 players in the world, or the top 10 players in the world, I'm going to go and buy 5. Yeah. I'm going to go to Bayern Munich and offer 100 million for Manuel Neuer. I'm going to go around the world and buy the best players. I'm going to get Neymar because, I can get him for 200 million from Barcelona. I'm going to buy Neymar. And, let's say Newcastle had got an owner who's prepared to pump £1 billion in to players' transfers if there was no FFP. They get Neymar. They get Manuel Neuer. They get Virgil van Dijk. They get Aymeric Laporte. They get, one or two, David Alaba, whatever. They pay these guys, £500,000 a week or whatever. Guys are just falling over themselves to come. They can get the best team. How can you compete? So FFP allowed a ceiling on spending, and that allowed Liverpool to compete better and stay ahead of other clubs with new owners. As far as people asking for Pickford to be banned until Van Dijk comes back, no. I have some sympathy because I put this argument out many, many years ago. It's for deliberate fouls that injure someone for a long time. I remember a story when I was a kid. No, I wasn't a kid. I was working at the time. We were playing football in the park, and I remember my brother. He was faster than me. He's 4 years younger than me. He's faster and bigger and stronger. And I remember getting past him, and I was running away. And he was so lazy, he didn't bother to chase me and tackle me. He just tripped me up. He just took my ankle. Okay, I was on crutches for 4 to 6 weeks because of that. So his deliberate act, he didn't intend me to get hurt that badly. He just wanted to stop me. But his deliberate act cost me 2 months of playing football. Okay? Or even longer, 10 weeks, whatever. So it's deliberate things that I think there should be some greater punishment. Akash, you're a Man United fan. Well, Hopefully, take some medicine, Akash. Go to the pharmacist, get some medicine, and maybe you'll get better soon. Hi, Mark. Hope you're doing well. It's a derby game. It's meant to be a bit spicy. Think it makes us favourites. I'm not sure. It's the fact that Virgil van Dijk is their best player. I don't think there's any question about that. He makes that defence solid. And obviously, without Alisson as well for a few more weeks, they're worried about losing points now. Serge, I don't know about you guys, but Bernardo looks close to his best. That'll help to take the pressure off KDB a lot. Yeah, he was brilliant. He was back to his normal self against. It was back to his normal self against in the international games, and obviously in the last game for us. Ikram, that's Koeman's come out. Yeah, I was reading a story about that. I was going to actually do something on the Messi, but I haven't had time. Zachariah, me and my dad were talking about the Messi situation last night. He asked me if Barca get a penalty last night. Last minute, you Champions League final gets us. Do you give it to Messi? Yeah, you got to give it to Messi, man. Khashoggi, we're getting our right centre back, even though Dias have a huge pressure on him. I wish that this season we did not try to our best in the Champions League. Also, no, you got to Khashoggi. Look, that season when we won all the trophies, that formidable season, yeah, all the domestic trophies. What happened in the Champions League? How did we get knocked out? Was it Spurs? Spurs game. Spurs knocked us out. We didn't play well enough. We should have got at least a point or beaten them at theirs. And look what happened at our place. Semi-final, Ajax. Would we have beaten them? You'd like to think so. And then a final against Liverpool. We weren't far away from winning the lot. So always go for everything. Did my brother make up for it after injury? No chance, Pitty. You know, I got an apology. He probably took me to hospital. I got an apology, and that was it. Akash, I think you guys should have done better against Lyon. Should have won it. But yeah, look, that's been a problem. I've talked about it even in our formidable season when we scored. Was it 102 goals? We scored a lot of goals. I talked about our lack of ruthlessness, our lack of clinical finishing. Look at this season. Against Leicester, we're winning 1-0. Fernandinho has a good chance. Should score 2-0. For me, game over. Game over. Okay? We didn't. We end up losing. Leeds, I think if we'd been a bit more clinical, it would have been easier. Arsenal, did we have more chances to score? I think we did. I think Foden had a very good chance. And Riyad Mahrez, both in the first half, had a very good chance. They had good chances. We didn't score. We end up winning 1-0. And, you know, it was a bit worrying in the second half at times. Not often, but at times. You've got to win games. You've got to close them out. You've got to take your chances. You get to 2-0 up, you should be winning. Very rarely do we lose from 2-0 up, apart from against Wolves last season and Man United in our Centurion season. It was hard to break them down, Akash. Defensively, they were sharp. Ikram, wish Cavani played. That would have been some debut versus former club. I do think PSG will scrape the window. I'm confident we'll beat Chelsea, says Zakash. If United crumble like they did against Spurs, it'll finish 3-4-0 to PSG. Are you pro VR against this, Mark? Me personally don't think it brought anything to the table. I was always for VAR, Mark. Always. I wanted it because I wanted it to correct blatantly wrong decisions. Now, the issues I've got with VAR are very straightforward. It's not working properly because of the personnel involved, okay? I want it to be quicker, much, much quicker. You know, you should be able to, if it's an obvious error, it should be able to do it within 30 seconds, unless it's something really serious. But seriously, you shouldn't be going over a minute. That's the first thing. And it should really be done in 30 seconds. If you've got 3 officials, all making a decision independently, pressing a button, or 5 officials, whatever you want to call it, however you want to do it. And then, you know, just it'll be unanimous one way or the other. Give it 5 officials, not sitting together. They see the same thing. They press the button, yes or no. One decision or the other, and that's it. Move on. And you do it within 30 seconds. Zachary, that is what determines games nowadays. What's the fun in that? It's ruining the Premier League and other leagues. Yeah, but it's been lied to. That's the problem, Zachary. It's been lied to because of the powers that be who are running it. Look at Liverpool's Super Cup last season. Okay, correctly, the goalie was off the line, well off the line, and they didn't take the penalty again. That's just one example. And there's other examples where, you know, because they don't undermine the officials. And I think that's totally wrong. Undermine them. I understand why you don't want to do it, but you've got to undermine. You've got to be honest, and they were dishonest. Hey, everybody's welcome on this channel, guys. I always say, as long as you keep it civil, sensible, no problem. Everybody's welcome unless their banter goes a little bit too far. I have no issue with that. That's why I say, please, guys, subscribe. Give us hit us up with some likes. You know, we got 35 people on and only 15 likes. Come on, guys, hit me up with some likes. In the old days, we used to bang get into 30 and not worry about it. Marquinhos will take care of those United clients, says Kevin De Bruyne or 0518. Everybody's welcome here, Harry. Absolutely. Well, almost. You know who's not welcome. Anyone's allowed here, regardless of the team, so long as they're polite and respectful. That's it. That's all we care about. You know, I've always said, come on, have a chat, have a laugh, have a joke. Come on the channel, come on the live streams, get involved. You know, that's what I'm here for, is to get people involved. Where do you think you'll finish? First or second? Don't know which order I cash. If we're not first or second, I'll be extremely disappointed. You know, we've still got the bulk of the side that won the all the domestic trophies, Centurions, and we've got a couple of new players in. Obviously, Ruben Dias, excellent addition. Ake looks an excellent addition. I think Ferran Torres will just need to take a little bit of time, but it's very good so far. Ikram, I like Marquinhos. I always wanted him at City after Fernandinho. Probably won't happen, though. Can play CDM and to back. Absolutely. Guys, I'm going to call it a day. I said 20 minutes, and we're on for 40 minutes. And because I've got just another interview coming up, I might be able. I will squeeze out the Porto interview. I've done a Porto preview with a guy who was born half a mile from the ground, half a mile from Porto Stadium. So I've done a preview with him today. That'll come out in the next, let's say, next hour or so. And then I'm doing another preview with another Porto fan. In the next, his background's Portuguese, but he's in the States now. So I'm actually speaking to him in about 10 minutes time. So guys, please look after yourselves. Have a good afternoon. I'll read the last comments out and then I'll disappear. Can Koundé play right back? I don't think so. I don't think we want to buy him to play right back. Honestly, Zachary, why would you buy a really good centre back and say, can you play right back? There's no point in that. If we're second, I'll still be disappointed with the squad. We have and Liverpool losing VVD. Yeah, but Faris, if Liverpool get 100 points, then and we got 97, you say fair dues. It would be nice to win the European Cup. We'll have to wait and see. Right, guys, take it easy. As I said, give us some likes, give us some thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button and that bell icon so you're notified as soon as new videos come out. And give us an hour. I'll get the first Porto preview up. Tomorrow you'll get another Porto preview in the morning. Who would have Dias or Koundé? Tommy. Okay. Initially, I wanted Koundé because I thought he would fit into our system. And I still probably would have, taken Koundé because he gives you it right now, I think. But you can't complain with Dias. When I spoke to Scott Martin, who's a football analyst, he said to me, Koundé is more here and now. He's more the ready player now. But Ruben Dias has a higher ceiling. He has a much higher ceiling. So, in the long run, Ruben Dias is your man, and he's more versatile. Guys, look after yourselves. I'll see you tonight.